also had our first experience with Triplemania, everybody. And if you are unfamiliar, Triplemania is part of AAA, which is the Lucha Libre Worldwide Wrestling Division. And now, also, it's a part of WWE. So this is like a Mexican wrestling tradition.
Okay, does this merger just happen or it's about to happen?
This merger apparently just happened.
Okay.
More on that in a second. But we actually watched, this was our first Triplemania, but this was Triplemania 33. And this is the largest annual event in Mexican wrestling. It is live in Mexico City every year. And this year it was streamed globally on WWE and AAA's YouTube channel simultaneously. In both Spanish and English. And the broadcast has now been watched by more than 4.3 million viewers in the first 24 hours of its release last Saturday.
Wow.
It hit a peak live concurrent audience of 614,000 viewers.
Wow, that's better than CNNs and MNBCs of the world.
Yeah, they're lucky to get that in a month these days.
Right.
Jeez. And they're just as fake as this.
Yeah, no kidding.
Joking. All right, well, that was on the WWE Twitter page, and there's a link in this tweet that says basically with a press release. So I got curious, Nikka. I wanted to read this for everyone really fast. The headline reads, Triplemania 33 shatters records for viewership, gate, merchandise, and social engagement. And by the gate, they mean the tickets sold to the event itself. So that was the headline, and what a cool logo. I love the like swirly cosmic colors.
It's very colorful.
August 18th, 2025, Triplemania 33 Mexican Lucha Libre promotion, AAA's largest annual event, became the most viewed and highest grossing Triplemania in event history. Streamed globally on WWE and AAA's YouTube channels in Spanish and English, the broadcast has been watched by more than 4.3 million viewers in the first 24 hours and hit a peak live concurrent audience of 614,000. That you know, because that was in the tweet I just read. Now for what you didn't know. Here's the rest of the article. With a crowd of 19,691 at the Arena CDMX in Mexico City this past Saturday, Triplemania marked the highest attendance for any Mexican Lucha Libre show this year and set AAA's all-time gate record. Additionally, the event broke records for the highest ever merchandise sales in AAA history.
Wow.
Got to sell that merch.
Yep.
Got to sell that merch. More on that in a little bit. Stay tuned. On X, Triplemania was the #1 trending topic in the United States and Mexico on Saturday. Wow.
That's phenomenal.
And a record 208 million views were generated across official AAA and WWE social platforms. So, yeah, there's some people watching in the world.
Oh, yeah. We were one of them.
2.
Well, 2.
If you want to count Frex, we got 3.
Okay.
All right.
Fine.
The record-breaking event was highlighted by El Hijo del Vikingo defeating Dragon Lee, Dominic Mysterio, and El Grande Americano to retain the AAA Mega Championship. Pagano and Psycho Clown defeating Angel and Berto to win the AAA Tag Team Championship. And El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., yes, that is a real name, defeating El Macias to win the Latin American Championship and more. And then the last sentence, which Nikka alluded to earlier, but this is probably the most important thing we have to talk about, is WWE has acquired leading Mexican Lucha Libre promotional AAA in partnership with Mexico-based sports and entertainment holding company Philip.
Wow. So that's like a minor league to the majors.
It is, and then it's in a totally different country. It would be the equivalent of Japanese baseball league becoming a part of Major League Baseball.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty big acquisition.
Very big acquisition. And, again, we talked about Raw and WWE going over the pond right now, over to England and doing their little European tour. We know that in October, they have a show in Australia and Japan. So they continue to spread worldwide. Of course, the Royal Rumble is going to be back in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh. And now we have this
Mexican thing.
big Mexican event that's probably going to be part of, I don't know, is this going to be on ESPN next year, or will it continue to be on YouTube to spread awareness?
Maybe both for the first time.
Who knows? But definitely you have to be pretty excited if you're WWE and you're doing record numbers.
That explains why they just spend so much money acquiring minor league and getting a lot of money from ESPN to cover the cost.
Maybe. Who knows? You got to spend a little to make a little, right? There it
yeah.
is in action. All right. Well, the press announcement alluded to the main event, which was El Hijo del Vikingo retaining the AAA Mega Championship, as it's called. This is the big belt in this league. But if you were not paying attention or you didn't notice, he was defending it against 3 of the WWE talent on their roster right now: Dirty Dominic Mysterio, Dragon Lee, and of course our favorite El Grande Americano, which is really Ludwig Kaiser right now beneath the mask. But don't tell anybody that. Hilarious stuff ensued during this match. I gotta say, the biggest surprise for me in all of this was not necessarily El Vikingo retaining, El Hijo del Vikingo, but AJ Styles showing up in the middle of a Mexican wrestling event. I did not have that on my bingo card, and it was funny.
It was fun, and I don't think Dominic expected it either.
It almost, I mean, he acted like he didn't expect it at all, so good acting on your part, Dom. Thank you so much. But hilarious that AJ Styles showed up to this event. It was hysterical.
It was great. Do you think they are continuing the skit that they've been doing between AJ Styles and Dominic Mysterio? Those coincidences that they meet
I mean,
up?
it's funny that they have not resolved their differences yet through I mean, they had a great thing going over the summer with Dom's injury and AJ kind of stalking him.
Right.
And it seems like that's continuing through the
Exactly.
He stalked him all the way to Mexico City.
It's a fun bit, and I think they should continue it.
It is. And I got to give WWE props because, you know, we know SmackDown was in Boston. We know Raw was in Philadelphia. And then in the middle of all that, they had this event in Mexico City. So kudos to them for actually getting all the principal players involved and making a moment out of it with AJ Styles showing up randomly. And you pulled one over on me. I didn't expect it.
Yeah.
So kudos to that. I was initially a little bit surprised about the win by El Hijo del Vikingo, the son of the Viking. But now we know that at Worlds Collide on September 12th in Las Vegas, there is a sort of a rematch, right?
Yes.
We are getting Dirty Dominic Mysterio against El Hijo del Vikingo 1-on-1. We actually saw El Hijo del Vikingo on Raw this week.
I know,
the
we
first
did.
time. So he's a little shorty, isn't he?
For a Viking, yes. I'm sorry to say it, but
He
hey,
did not drink his blood's mead.
that's Mongols, by the
Well,
way.
Whatever, it makes you grow.
Anyway, so that's in September 12th?
That's
you said?
September 12th in Vegas. It is the next Worlds Collide. Of course, the previous one, I believe, was the same day as Money in the Bank
Oh,
in
right,
Los
right.
Angeles. So that was a big weekend for wrestling that time.
But this one is on its own, one event.
It is, as I believe, yes.
Okay.
Because we have a new announcement of a new event happening on ESPN September 20th. More on that tomorrow, I promise. Let's keep it on Triplemania for now. Nikka, early predictions. We thought Dominic would win at this event. Mm-hmm. However, are we seeing a similar unfolding of events, shall we say, as we saw with Charlotte and Alexa recently, where we had predicted them to win the women's championship at Evolution, the women's tag team championship belts, and they did not. We saw Roxanne and Raquel retain. However, at SummerSlam, they won. Mm-hmm. And it just took a little bit longer than we were expecting to get to the result we were expecting. But are you thinking that Dom is going to win this
Definitely.
this time? Okay.
Yes, I'm going all the way with Dom.
Me too. I feel like this is Dominic's time to also consider what we just read in that press release. WWE has acquired AAA. What better way to elevate their new title that they just acquired than by having Dirty Dominic and then have him have 2 titles?
Right.
Interesting. And he
But-
can then drop one of them and lose and still have hardware and be a champion.
Right. Well,
and
how will that work in the Worlds Collide? It's only one belt on the line, not
right.
two.
Dominic's Intercontinental title is
not.
not on the line as far as the writing goes, the fine print.
Read the fine print.
But
damn
yeah,
it.
I could see that happening. And then I could see Dom also maybe losing the Intercontinental belt to AJ Styles or someone like that in the future.
And retaining the other one. Yeah.
Retaining the other
Triple
one.
A.
For now.
For now.
You know,
Yeah.
and he's a huge star. But also keep in mind that Dirty Dominic is a huge San Diego Padres fan. Petco Park is hosting Survivor Series in November. I would not see Dominic losing any hardware before then. That's just, I'm going out on a limb.
I'll buy that.
Okay.
Totally.
All right. Well, I wanted to cover a couple other quick things from Triplemania. Omos. This dude is
not almost.
huge.
Almost. Yeah.
Omos, is that his name? Not almost, but Omos. He won the Battle Royale, Nikka, and he is a dominating presence. He also had the most hilarious moment, and you want to talk about something that, you know, I just don't know if we'd see this in an American televised event, but Microman was in this Battle Royale to start the show, and Omos, who's like a 7'4" African giant, lifts up Microman, who is a what's the correct term nowadays?
Well, it's not a midget anymore.
No, you can't say that.
Little person.
I guess a halfling.
Halfling. Okay.
I don't know.
Halfling will work for all the hobbits.
Anyways, it's a little person, and talk about owning it. The Microman had such a fun spirit in this event, you know, and provided a lot of comic relief. I don't think you see comic relief like this in WWE outside of Chelsea Green, really. Like her character is the comic relief in WWE, but this was pure comic relief. And I have to say it was fun because this whole Battle Royale served as a big, like, kind of introduction, I feel like, for new people to AAA, and we were those people. So in a way, we were the intended audience for this part of the show, and it was really funny.
It sucked us right in.
It did. It was really funny. Elsewhere, Judgment Day showed up. We alluded to Dirty Dom being in the building, but in case you didn't know, the other current 4 members that are active in Judgment Day were also in attendance. Finn Balor, JD McDonough, and Raquel Rodriguez had a mixed tag team match. And oh, by the way, Roxanne Perez was there with them.
Of course.
Of course. And they were taking on Mr. Iguana, Lola Vice, and Nino Hamburguesa. Yes, Nino Hamburguesa. And he is a big dude, by the way. He is a really big dude. He eats a lot of hamburgers, I think, with the buns on them, because if he ate them without the buns, he wouldn't be that big.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Iguana is a weird gimmicky guy. He's really like popular, but I'm not getting into the gimmick that much. I got to be honest.
Yeah.
The whole like iguana hand puppet thing. Now, this led to probably another viral type moment during the show where Finn Balor had a puppet of his own named Demonito. I think this is from his past. We don't know 100% for sure, and I didn't do enough research ahead of time to know where Demonito comes from. But I have to feel like this was a match for marketing, because shortly after this match happened, we got a big picture backstage of Finn Balor posing with Demonito, his hand puppet, and also a new Demonito hand puppet was for sale through the WWE official store. And you hear earlier in the press release that they did more merchandise than ever, and you wonder why. It's because they made some of the show about the merchandise, and I bet they sold a shitload of these Demonitos because, let's be honest, it's pretty damn cute, Nikka.
It is cute, and it's an actual puppet.
It is. So if you are a ventriloquist of any kind, feel free to pick up your Demonito, everybody. Elsewhere. El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., that's a hilarious name, defeats El Macias and became the new Latin American champion. I love this title. This title has a great design. it features Central America and South America as like one image. And it is called the Latin American Championship. So
Okay.
I guess it features a lot of the Latin Spanish-speaking countries, if you will.
That's nice.
And so congratulations to El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. And if you are unfamiliar, that is the son of Dr. Wagner Jr. In case you didn't get that from El Hijo del Vikingo, the son of the Viking, which we mentioned earlier. All right. We're learning our Spanish just like you, everybody. Great title design, and good luck to him in his reign. And elsewhere, I wanted to point out Pagano and the Psycho Clown defeat Los Garza to become the new AAA Tag Team Champions, Nikka. And the reason why I wanted to point out this match was because these guys were fun. They had some Twisted Metal, the Joker's gang from the Arkham Asylum games, if you're familiar, kind of mixed in with the Twisted Metal show that's on NBC, also an old PlayStation game. They had that whole vibe going on. A little cyberpunkish, maybe.
A little cyberpunkish, sure. Mad Max comes to mind a little bit.
Mad Max, for sure. Yeah. The Psycho Clown, by the way, has a WWE logo, like sort of glittered onto his
Mask?
clown paint face. They look like Kiss, also, the band.
Yeah, there's that crossover.
And anyways, this WWE logo across his cheek, it got me wondering, are we going to see these two on any WWE television anytime soon, like Raw or SmackDown?
I will hope so.
I hope so too, because the men's tag team division needs some new blood. And I really feel like now that AAA is a part of WWE, they should get a little bit more loose and fast with the roster, if that makes sense. Like, you can ditch your whole alliance or allegiance to a certain show, and we can just start having more programming based on convenience of storytelling, not appearances based on what roster you're on and stuff like that. I don't think it's going to happen, but I still think they should look into crossing over more.
I agree, because the current tag teams, it's really stale.
Yeah.
We see the same characters over and over. Nothing really changes.
Well, it culminated with this big tables, ladders, and
I
chairs
know,
match
but
at SummerSlam, and
didn't
now
do
they're just
anything.
getting right back into the same old feuds with each other, and it feels really stale. I don't know how else to put it, and I don't know the immediate fix other than to bring in some new blood and really start to shuffle up the matchups and
Change things up a little
Go
bit.
from
Shake it
there.
up. Shake
Yeah.
it up the lineup, if you will.
Indeed. All right. Well, this was our first Triplemania, Nikka, and I thought it was a hell of a lot of fun. And before we get out of here, I just want to ask, are you going to watch again next year?
If it's on YouTube, sure.
Not willing to shell out $29.99 a month yet for ESPN, are we?
I'm waiting for the Black Friday special.
Okay. Well, we are going to wait for that Black Friday special. They did have a little promo yesterday where if you would have ordered it, well, we'll get into that tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna talk about this. All right, we'll see you tomorrow with the full WWE ESPN breakdown. But in the meantime, let us know your thoughts on Triplemania. Me personally, I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was a colorful presentation, and I mean that literally. It had just a bunch of colors, and I think the Mexican Lucha Libre is all about colorful costumes and
The
representation and masks, and it was fun. It was a fun event. Do I need to watch it again? Not necessarily. I will watch it again, however, if the WWE main roster talent continues to appear like Dirty Dominic and like El Grande Americano and Dragon Lee did this year, along with AJ Styles.
Yes.
And I should throw in Finn Balor and JD McDonough and Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez.
100%.
Thank you for coming to the event and making it relevant.
Yes.
Let's do more of it.